All right. So my my YouTube name is my name. It is also linked on. It's linked in the flow page link that's in the notice. You could find all my links there, YouTube and Twitch. And I know you. I'm aware, Mez, how much you hate Twitch. You said as much in your you said as much in your story, so it's cool. It's cool. We don't have to do Twitch, but uh, the I'm there for the people who don't hate Twitch. All right, let's give them a little bit of ambiance over on YouTube. All right, there we go. Already got a couple folks over on YouTube or on the live channels checking us out. Great to have you here this morning, folks. I apologize for the poor, I mean, really poor visual quality right now. As I was mentioning before, my camera's not being recognized, so I look kind of ashy over here on YouTube. Like, it's not cool. I don't have the quality, I don't have the visual that I want, but we're gonna make it work. We got Cyber Shots. Cyber Shots is over on YouTube. Good to see you, Cyber Shots. All right. So here we are. Let's if we're ready, I'm finished. I'm finished fiddling around enough for the moment and we can get ready for our opening prompts. Good morning, Esso. Nice to have you here this morning. Berlin is here. So Cyber Shots is over on YouTube. Asking what's my Twitch handle. It is G Forte. You know. I guess it makes sense for us to just kind of check in and see how we're doing. So let me pull up a prompt to do that. And we will just do kind of, casual, cool check-in, ease into the session on a Monday. I'm always astonished. By, it seems like no matter how early I try to get things started, when it comes down to the last minute, something always comes up and make it a little interesting for me. Welcome in, J-Man. It's good to see you this morning. All right, let us know how you feel right now on that scale of 1 to 10. And I'll open up the request box so that you can elaborate. All right. Yeah, man, I'm so hazy right now. Cybershot says, I'm balling on Twitch. I have one follower. Hey, it starts with one, man. It starts with one. All right. So let's see how we are feeling. Berlin. Berlin says, I'm 10 out of 10. I'm feeling sane. Woo! Right now. I guess. Sane. I'm glad to hear that you are feeling well. You don't necessarily have to have a reason. But if you have one, I would like to know what it is. Captain Phantom is in the building this morning. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. Over on YouTube, Mez has arrived. I love that we're going to do I apologize again. I apologize for the hazy joint. I don't know what's going on They hate my cameras. They don't want me to live this morning. So I got to use that built-in potato. You dig? All right. Okay, so here we are. J-Man says, hey, nothing new. Warrior says, I found you on YouTube. Hey, if y'all find me on YouTube, go ahead on and give your boy a sub. You know, we got to get them numbers up. We got to, we're trying to build over there. I appreciate you for popping in. Also, yeah, because there's also going to be some additional content that I'm posting over there. So, oh, I got a long way to go to catch up with you, Santa Thickness. Your cat Lucy is watching. All right. What's up, Lucy? So yeah, J-Man says that it's nothing new, but in a self-reflection mood. Well, J-Man, we got you for that. We got you on the self-reflection. That's kind of what we do. So I'm excited to hear what you have to say. Santa Thickness says, I feel like a 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. It's probably not ideal, I would say. Hopefully we can at least move that, at least some decimals in the right direction. Hopefully we can have a good time this morning and maybe, do something to shift that feeling. Santa Thickness needs a tetanus shot. I guess that's what I read that as. I just got cut by a rusty spring on my back. Man. So SO is 7 out of 10. We've been celebrating my mom's birthday, drinking wine, singing karaoke. Love that. That's what's up, SO. I know I saw, you having fun. I know you got the nieces. Let's see what we got here. Captain Phantom chimes in, I feel negative infinity and beyond. So Captain Phantom Paradox is off the charts negative. Well, Oh man, Captain says the SO drinking wine, all hell alcoholism. All hell alcoholism. So Mez says feeling 6 out of 10. The sleep schedule is a mess. I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, I kind of figured that it must be a mess because you're here, and I know that typically you don't catch a lot of these because it's at a really weird hour of the night. But good morning, Bex. Bex is here. Mama Moody is here. Thank you all for joining us. I didn't give myself the visibility I need in my life, so let me do that real quick, if I can. Okay. All right. So coming into a Monday, I think that is it's worthwhile to check in at where we are. And I think it's also worthwhile to try to put a little bit of a bow, if you will, um, on the weekend that just passed. Now, I'm aware that not all of us are on a type of schedule where like the weekend is a relevant concept. Like um, you know, we might work a schedule that the weekend is on a different time. But for a lot of us still, um, have those 2 days where we try to do something that's a little bit different. So let's take a second and think about just the last couple days, and let's think about what we enjoy the most about your weekend. What did you enjoy most about your weekend? Let me reset the request box so that you can answer at length and for everyone else to see. So yesterday I went to Cigar Lounge to watch a football game, and there's a special kind of people watching that you can do in that type of environment that you can't necessarily do anywhere else. Cigar lounges in Baltimore City specifically are a haven for a very specific type of person. And I hadn't been to this lounge since before COVID. I used to go pretty frequently, but interestingly, many of the same people were present, and they were still up to the same types of shenanigans. So, Cigar Lounge in Baltimore City, it gives you guys. There was not everybody has facial hair for one, and in that regard, I guess I fit right in. Um, so everybody has facial hair. Um, People typically bring it's a BYOB situation. So there are bottles of pretty expensive alcohol kind of being, you know, passed around. Um, Freely, it's like, hey, you want some of this? You want some of this tequila? Um, and there are tall tales told. So it's all cap. I feel like when you smoking a cigar and you sitting in a room full of guys, typically it's 90% of the time it's all guys. Sometimes, it's a couple. It's just everybody in there capping. But I just enjoy the creativity in the stories that were being told, and I just um, uh, I just enjoyed just listening in. There was this one guy who really cut the figure. Really interesting looking dude. So he had on some, Bex, you can appreciate this. Um, he had on Saucony's, right? Okay, check it out. I'm gonna start from the bottom. I had on some Saucony's, and they were like the color palette was like a sky blue with yellow, right? Okay. Then he had on some Argyle socks. Okay, Argyle socks, and then he had on like some corduroy pants. Okay, so he's doing good, right? He's doing good. He's working with it already, and come up top. He has on layers, so he has on like a thermal. You could see the thermal hanging underneath, and he had like a cardigan over the top of that. I mean, he was doing it. And he had like a knit cap on. It wasn't just your average. Okay, I'm just cold. I'm aware of the knit cap. It was, it was nice. Hey Noble. Hey Alexis. By the way, thanks for joining us. You know, of course, the facial hair. But this is what topped it off. Everybody's in there smoking cigars. This brother has a pipe. Okay, so he's smoking a pipe. Oh man. Oh man. So okay, I just enjoyed sitting next to him and trying to figure out what his life was about. So talking about what we enjoy most about our weekend, I love that I don't have to do anything at all and relax with my boys, and that was what you enjoy the most about the weekend. I didn't have to do nothing. Sometimes when you're really busy, having the freedom to do nothing is, and I think the freedom to do nothing and also the ability to do nothing. Some of us are really busybodies. We always got to have something popping. Don't know how to just sit down and be. We got to always be out there doing something. Yeah, I think I corrected it for you. I love, yeah. Um yeah, I think we lose the capacity to we lose the capacity to just be sometimes because there's always something to occupy our attention. So, with regards to the cigar lounge, Beck says I wouldn't want to go by myself, but I would love to check one out. Yeah, yeah, it's definitely an experience. So Noble says my weekend was interesting, and I worked early Friday night and didn't have to close. Got home and spent time with Alexis. So not having to close down the show and actually having some quality time, that's worthwhile. Speaking of, Alexis says I snuggled with Noble this weekend. It was a tranquil moment in my sea of sorrow, so it was nice. Yeah, it does sound nice, right? In the chat, Captain says I want to go to a supervillain bar. Oh man. Speaking of Captain Phantom says I enjoyed spreading negativity. I enjoyed causing evil. I enjoyed bringing nightmares to grown men. All hell negativity and evil and G and SO's alcoholism. Bringing nightmares to grown men. I love it. Matt says, I went to my friend's house and they cooked me breakfast. 9 out of 10 stars. Love that. Berlin says, all a part of the plant. All a part of the plant. And interestingly, Berlin spells apart as one word instead of a part, which is probably the right way to say that. But, rock on. Oh, man, Pandora, what's happening? Good to see you this morning. Thank you so much for being here. Apart from that, it was really cool, right? Okay. Oh man, I'm a little bit distracted. I'm almost like, I mean, some weird girl is here. Hey, some weird girl. Thank you for joining us this morning. I hope that your weekend was good. Let us know what did you enjoy most about your weekend. We're going to get ready to go into our main prompt, our main set of prompts, collection of ideas that we want to discuss today. I feel like as we go, as we expand and go on other platforms and have people come in, we've always I typically have I typically have a theme for the stream, but I don't necessarily um, state it explicitly. So I decided, well, let me just kind of state it explicitly exactly what it is that we're going to be talking about, or the idea that we want to take away from the experience. So, Old Pony, welcome in. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining us. We got one more reply from the weekend, or two. Esso says, celebrating my mom making monies, having a 4 hour phone call with someone I respect. Wow, that's good. 4 hour phone call is good and plenty, right? You can really get into it in 4 hours. Bex says, my charger broke and I didn't get one till late Sunday. It felt good not being bothered, but I usually ignore people anyway. So, it is what it is. Well, it's good to have, I guess it's good to have an excuse, right? An alibi to, like, my charger was broke. Um, that's that's awesome. Oponi says, lots of sleep. Okay. Sure. Sure. All right. Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of sleep. It almost feels like the Matrix with Mez and Berlin going back and forth with each other across space and time. So for everyone that's in here right now, everyone who's watching on all platforms, you are tuned in to Morning Journal session number 161, and I am your host, G. I am coming through hazy on the video, but hopefully crispy on the audio if you're listening on a Spoon app. Glad to have you here, for sure, for sure. We're going to get into our conversation for today. I just wanted to share this little bit of a bop with you. Um, you're going to hear this a lot. This is going to be sort of like our intermission and transition music between our stream, our prompts or sections of the show as I get things situated. Oh, happy birthday, Old Pony. Everybody birthday cakes in the chat for Old Pony. Slightly older pony now. It's my cousin Jandre's birthday today too. Love that. All right. All right, here we go. So let's talk about this today. Sometimes I think that convenience can rob the joy and meaning from your experience. They say easy come, easy go. That saying kind of speaks to our ability or lack of ability to hold on to what we don't feel like we've earned. The price that we pay is not necessarily in dollars or in labor in the conventional sense. Most often, the price is trouble, going through the trouble and paying attention. And going through the trouble is an expression of what we value. The value that we place on something is sort of measured by the trouble that we're willing to go through for it. It's also a measure of the way that we value ourself. Going through the inconvenience and discomfort in the moment can make for a richer and fuller expression of life and beauty moving forward. So, moving more and drinking more water, for example, might make for a better night's sleep, or a better night's sleep might make for more awareness and capacity for the day ahead. But beyond those things that kind of, speak to our wellness, health and wellness in a major sense, there are these seemingly inconsequential things that really make for a rich and beautiful experience. Like, for example, listening to music, like not just having it as a backdrop, but letting listening be the task, enjoying a meal, letting letting the world shrink down to the size of the table that you're sitting at and the people who are around it, and really savoring the experience. So I think that in a noisy world where everything is barging in on our awareness and we're constantly being fed by our feeds, going through the trouble, taking notice, and engaging deeply with something is a pretty radical act. So our conversation today is going to be about taking notice. So we'll start with our first prompt along those lines. It's one we've seen before. Or at least some version of it. And the question: describe the most beautiful thing you can see from where you sit. Now, I recognize that it's dark. Some of y'all might be sitting in a dark room right now. So you might have to think about what's around you. But I think that the idea of the exercise is to go ahead and use your imagination and your use your memory if you have to. What might you be able to see from where you sit? Let me open up the request box for you. And not only um, don't just tell us what it is, use a few words to help us see it too. And I think that a part of, a not a part of, but a part of taking notice is putting some words on it, right? So a few words of descriptions. Noah says, whenever this prompt comes up, Alexis and I look at each other. Ben says, YouTube comments are where I live before a spoon. So real quick, we want to give a shout out, not a a shout out to Harley the Bunny, listening in, grooving, just being beautiful. Oh, Pony, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. Oh, man. I did have 2 cups of coffee, though, so before we got into this situation. So maybe that's a little bit of a preview for an impending intermission. Oh man. So we might just have to put on a playlist and let y'all rock out for a minute. No, we'll be all right. So everyone say hello. Everybody put green hearts in the chat right now. My mom is here. So green hearts for my mom listening in. And mom puts in a red heart. It's like I can't find the green ones. All right. So Mama Moody says, my son is what I'm looking at, and he's one of the most beautiful things I'm looking at this morning. And I guess he probably needs to be getting up and getting ready, huh? Nova Ancient says you're giving green balls of yarn for her to make something nice with. Welcome in, Emmy. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I hope that you are feeling well or feeling better. I would love for y'all to do me a favor and drop some bowls of soup in the chat for Emmy. Bowls of soup in the chat for Emmy. A little bit under the weather, last I heard. So, let me get back. I'm sorry. Get back to our vibe. There we go. Emmy says, my fever broke overnight. Word up. Ain't nothing like a shout out to a broke fever. I'm glad that you're feeling a little bit better. On the mend, but take your time though, you know. So the most beautiful things. Noble says the most beautiful detail I can see from where I sit is Alexis as they walk away from the living room with their red and black checkered dress and gray leggings. Love them dearly. Oh, Alexis got on the joint, the little checkered joint. We heard about that outfit. So Berlin says, I see Sang Woo an opportunity to completely take advantage of a situation and deceive someone into doing my dirty work. All right, Berlin. I don't know. You get into these things where you try to you create these phrases that you want to stick that I don't know. Maybe they will. Noble says today is our month anniversary. Okay. So Alexa says, I see a beautiful black, brown, and white Holland Lop rabbit who is foraging through all the treats. I just left her for breakfast. That is none other than Harley Quinn, the bunny. So Essa says, the pattern on the shower curtain. LOL. JK. What I really see is a brighter future. That's what I'm visualizing. A brighter future. That's what's up. It's great to have the ability to have an inner vision. I think we don't necessarily exercise that capacity as much as we could, you know? I think we all have it. We can visualize things and imagine things, most of us. And sometimes when everything around you seems maybe not necessarily that pleasing to your eye, you can use your imagination to find something that is more appealing. And then you can take the next step and go out and create it. So that's cool, SO. Amy says, the most beautiful thing I see from where I sit is the tissue box. The tissue box. Shout out to Emmy's upper respiratory and sinus cavity for, you know, bringing a higher level of awareness to how good it feels to be healthy. You know, sometimes when we're not sick, we forget what feeling sick feels like. You know, but once we go through, it's like, man, just breathing in without a struggle, it's like, wow, what a difference. So Mez says, I see Berlin, thinks he's funny. And that's beautiful. Isn't that so precious? It's so precious when somebody thinks that they're funny. So they just keep going. So precious. Oh, man. Captain Phantom says, the most beautiful thing I see is at the midnight sky where the stars sparkle so bright. The stars represent the past and present and future, the endlessly infinite possibilities. Mm, I love that, Captain Phantom. How about that? How about that? Something not evil on its face. I love that, Captain Phantom. I appreciate the artistry of your words there. Very nicely done. People got tissues for Emmy. We talked about this. Emmy and I talked about this, the toilet paper Kleenex debate. We had that debate on TikTok. So I'm wondering how many people like have Kleenex available and how many people just use toilet paper. Who are these fancy folks out here buying boxes of Kleenex? Oh man. So Bex says, on the patio looking at the hue of light blue coming from the sky, some tea and a little wake and bake to start today. So Bex went through the trouble to get up and bake some muffins this morning, or maybe some cookies to go along with the tea. We love that for you, Bex. Beautiful. Love to see it. Emmy says, okay, I've gotten very good at making buckets with these snot rags. Said buckets, just throwing snot rags across the room. Oh man. Bex says, sure, muffins. No, I think actually, Emmy, what Bex had was cereal. That's what the bake was. Cereal. Bowl of cereal. All right. If we are ready to go to the next prompt, we can go ahead and drop drop a heart in the chat. We're ready to go to the next prompt. Man says, I was leaving tissues on the bed until the morning. I was so lethargic, just wallowing in tissue. Oh man, that's not a good look. That's not a good look, Mez. But I understand it is what it is, right? Got to do what you got to do. We're not going to judge you too harshly. Okay, so here's the next prompt coming up. What we are thinking about. All right, what is something that seems insignificant to others that you care about deeply? What's something that seems insignificant to others that you care about deeply? Now, I think that of course, when we talk about our relationships, there are people in our life who we care about that, of course, no one else cares about as much because they don't have that relationship. But maybe think beyond just like the people in your life, and maybe think about the other things that are significant to you, that are meaningful to you, and maybe just some other people like you, but not necessarily people who are around you. I think sometimes we can be shamed out of our interests and preferences. We can have the things that bring us meaning and that we find beauty in and that we enjoy um, kind of engaging with. We can have some of that joy taken away from us when we're shamed for it, or when people talk down about it. So let's think about that. I'm gonna open up the request box. It could be a hobby or a cause or an interest, something that's just meaningful to you. And maybe other folks don't get it. All right, here we go. Mez says, I'm going to make a joke for this. Oh, man. Yeah. So Mama Moody says, my hair, my hair is something I really care about. Yeah. I mean, so from what I know about Bex saying, from what I've seen of Mama Moody, that there is definitely that's a big part of your expression. I've seen on Instagram the ways that you, yeah, the way that working with your natural look. Adrian is here. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Let's think about some things that are significant to us that that we care about that others seem to find or they don't necessarily get it. Noble says either my successes at work or my wins and losses records against Alexis in the games we play together. Both of these I care about deeply, but it seems insignificant to others. Noble says, look, I got to keep score, y'all. I beat you. I beat you the last time we played this game. Oh, man. So I don't know, for some reason, I just want to say over on YouTube right now, they feel like this is the right time and place for the conversation about trolling. I'm untrollable because I'm not really going to pay you that much attention. And, because the funny thing about YouTube or the thing about YouTube that I like, or this situation that I like, if it comes down to it, Berlin, is we got like time out over there so that you can't say nothing. So, so good luck. Oh man. So Alexis says, going on dates with the person I'm married to. Most people don't get why we still court each other, but sometimes it is the only time we get to spend together offline. We stream every day he's off. Yeah. I mean, I think that it's one thing to, a lot of times people pay lip service to the importance of maintaining a long-standing relationship in that way, but they don't necessarily execute on that. So the fact that you go, again, going back to what we talked about in the opening about going through the trouble, you know, it's not necessarily convenient. There's a little bit of a resistance of like, let me get up and let me do this. Emmy, thank you so much for the like. I appreciate that. The likes. Thank you. Mez is going to thank you for each and every one of them. If you count them out, now here we go again. We're going to get thanks for all of those. Hold on. Wait for a second. Wait for a second. Okay. Mama Moody says, yeah, me and my husband have been dating for 10 years, so we still date every weekend. That's so important. Okay, Mez, carry on. Welcome back, Warrior. Thank you for joining us. Mez says, people think too much about nothing. I care deeply about nothingness, which makes me think, why do I care about anything? Eats another edible. Oh, man. So, Emmy says, I'm trying to get number one. Yeah, there's somebody up there at number one that's got, yeah, there's a couple of people in there. Sad is here. What's up, Sad? Good to see you this morning. I think one important thing too, Emmy was talking about getting to number one. It's important not to look at the ranking that you see. It's important to actually click on the top charts because the number on inside the live and the actual ranking don't match up. All right, SO is going. SO is saying good night. Good night, SO. Said, I'm just dropping by real quick, kind of busy. That's what's up, Said. It's always good to see you. All right. Emmy says, I care about a connection to the universe or what some might call God feeling, like I'm meant for something big. Confusing because I don't ascribe to a specific practice or belief. So you don't ascribe to anything, but you do value or you find it, you care deeply about that connection. Yeah. So I know that there are a lot of people who say that a lot of people have the phrase of I'm not spiritual. Well, I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. I think that it might be more interesting to think about being religious, but not spiritual. Because I think that a lot of times a practice doing something with a sense of reverence and care and attention and openness, even if you don't have you can't put a finger on the spiritual experience that you're looking for, just doing, you know, doing things, doing practices religiously can be an interesting way to untangle some things. Doing without a need to believe. Emmy says, I'm an everything happens for a reason person, but there's a nuance there. Mama Moody says, I'm religious and spiritual because religion cannot be without the spiritual world. I guess you really have to kind of define what the term means, because there's some people, like there is just a pure, just sort of the pure epistemon. Let me don't try to say it. Epistemology of the word is really about an attitude towards something when you talk about religion. So people like, maybe you brush your teeth religiously every morning, you know? You can be devout. Just a show of devotion. So I mean, it's just an interesting way to think about it. DeSoto says, hello, hello. Thank you so much for being here and thank you for the like. I appreciate you. Right now we're talking about what's something that seems insignificant to others that you care about deeply. says my feelings. Oh man, those are big facts. Like I care about my feelings, but other people just seem to say, nope, we don't care about that. Oh man, the Handless Watch is here. Welcome in, Handless Watch. Tree has just joined us. Welcome in, Tree. Thank you for being here for this session number 161. Kaloli the Lowly. How y'all doing this beautiful Monday early morning? Nobody cares about Said's feelings. That's F in the chat for Said and Said's feelings. Kaloli says 161. Has it been that long? Yeah, we have 161 for sure. Doves in the chat. Doves in the chat for Said's feelings. I feel you. So, someone anonymously shares that they care deeply about other people's success and well being. I wish others were more driven to achieve more and realize their potential. It pains me to see so much wasted potential these days. Yeah, sometimes it's like, oh man, you could be so great. If you could only see it. If you could only see it, you could be so great. Yo, there we go. There we go. That's what we were working on. Thank you so much, Amy. I really appreciate that. Y'all saw that trophy. There we go. So everybody stand by. Mez has got to thank us for each and every like. Oh, the pineapples. I love pineapples. Thank you so much, Mama Moody. Honeybee is here. Thank you so much for being here. We're talking about the things that seem insignificant to others that we care about deeply. We just had someone talk about how they seem to care more about other people's potential than perhaps they do, the own person that they see. I guess if that makes sense. Sometimes when sometimes we need people in our lives that can show us or that can call us out on our potential. We are blind to what's possible for us, or sometimes we are hiding from what's possible for us. And we need someone to bear witness to the things that we do and give us a clue as to what's possible for us outside of what we do every day. And we need sometimes that care can take the form of encouragement. I guess there's a way to approach someone who you feel may be not living up to what's possible. There's a way to approach that person that makes it more likely that they can step into their fear and step through their fear to their potential. So I guess the skill, the other side of that care, is learning how to communicate and inspire people in a way that they don't skitter off. You know, people have to be ready. Bex says, I care about the cottage core, princess core aesthetic. It means so much to me. Okay, let me stop. I'm doing it wrong. Okay. Let me stop. I'm not gonna make that's not the vibe right now. Let me read it straight. I care about the cottage core, princess core aesthetic. It means so much to me. I'm breaking stereotypes and expressing my authentic self. For me, it's a lifestyle. Mo is here. Welcome in, Mo. I hope that you are doing well this morning. Yeah, I think that is so important to fully step into the things that you appreciate, because you never know who's hiding, who's off in the corner, off in the cut, feeling the same things that you feel, and your willingness and boldness in expressing it gives them wings. So I did laugh, Bex, but as I got through the end, I'm not laughing at you. I already know firsthand about kind of how you get down. So we have Captain Phantom. I care about spreading negativity and fear and evil and chaos. But no Blanchard doesn't understand. But I'm not saying no names. Oh man. Lowly says, I sleep with the lights on. I got money for the bills. I feel like that's out of context. But right on. All right. So the whole point of this prompt and the whole point of this question is I think that it's very easy for people to throw in front of your face all the things that you should care about. And there are a lot of very important things. And I think that there's some things that everyone should be aware of. And sometimes the enormity of these huge universal global concerns are overwhelming. And sometimes you need to build up sort of a muscle or balance your care for the big universal issues with care for the more immediate things that don't necessarily seem as important in the moment, but ultimately are what make life worthwhile anyway. Don't sacrifice a love of beauty. If you are an artist, don't stop creating when the world gets dark, because we need that light then more than any other time. No matter how crazy the world is, if you have a story to share, it doesn't have to be about how crazy the world is. We need light. We need laughter. We need beauty. We need connection. And if there are those things that bring that to you, those things that light you up, that make you smile, you have the permission, independent of the circumstances, you have the permission to smile. You have the permission to express yourself. That is still important. Because if you are just a shell of yourself, then what's the point? You know, I think that there are some things that give us perspective, and artists do that. Artists give us, art gives us a context to understand what this moment means in the string of moments that we've all existed in. Art transforms existence to life, you know? There's existing and then there's living. Art is the difference between the two. It transforms a planet into a world. So it's important that as we save the planet, we also save the world. As we fight for the existence, fight for our life, because it is the art, the music, the beautiful things that it would be a mistake to let those things go. And sometimes the most radical act that you can do is to create something that's beautiful. And when you care, then beauty usually ensues from your attention to the things that you really care about. So, there's that. Okay, we were past the top of the hour. So let's take a second. Save the cheerleader, save the world. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Emmy says, I want that tattooed on me. Which phrase, Emmy? Med says, the heroes are dead. They died in my head. All right. Here we are, top of the hour. Let's just take a second and do some shout outs for the folks who are listening in on all platforms, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. Thanks for watching. And again, I apologize for the hazy quality today. My camera is not working, so I'm filming on a potato. But hey, you can see me. Also, let me say shout out and thanks to everyone listening in and engaging in the chat. Over on Spoon, we got Mez Quick on a really janky sleep schedule right now, but here, and I appreciate you. We also have Bex representing for the Princess Core community today. Mama Moody is here. Sonic Berlin from DT Dub TV. Captain Phantom Paradox. Noble Ancient Tree. Oh, I forgot to give Tree a tie, but Tree might be showering anyway. Alexis Autumn Elf, Old Pony, Pandora, Kaloli Deloli, Alex. Hey Alex, welcome in. It's good to see you again. Mo is here and Emmy is here. I really appreciate y'all for taking some time to join us. And I want to take a second to let you know a little bit about, wait a minute. For joining us for session number 161 of the Morning Journal. I am your host, G. We do this every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. Eastern Time, right here on Spoon, also on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch and Twitter. You can find links to all my platforms right there in the notice. Follow me wherever I am. Also, I just want to do a quick shout out. A couple folks here on Spoon specifically. If you're hanging out on Spoon, there's some places that you might want to go later today. So MO is typically, I don't know, are we going to work today? Can we go to work with MO? If not today, usually right after this stream, you can go to work with MO. Just kind of listening in to the chaos and then the low key road rage as MO goes to work. It's a fun listen. Also coming up Tuesday, I'll give you one per day. So Tuesday, the place to be is with Noble Ancient at the Gamer Shop. That's at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Learn about some tabletop games with Noble, with the co-host Alexis maybe skittering around in the background. Then on Wednesday, check out Alexis Gaming with Noble. I'm not sure what the schedule is this week. I know holidays are around, but give Alexis a follow, give Noble a follow so that you can catch them for streams centered around gaming. So I know on Wednesday it is ROA, and that's at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then Alexis also runs on Thursday a mental health stream. I think that is at 8 p.m. So cool stuff to do. We got Kaloli will hit you with a short jam unexpectedly, but a cool place to hang out. You can check out Berlin from DT Dub TV. Check them out on YouTube. Go to that profile and follow Berlin over on YouTube to check out some game commentary and comedy. Comedy in quotes. If you see me on YouTube, you see my quotes. Emmy, you might catch Emmy existing once again after the fever is fully broken. But just existing and I don't know. Or going to sleep. Just a cool little sleep stream. I don't know. There's a lot of cool folks in here. I appreciate everyone who is here, and I appreciate everybody for supporting each other. It means a lot. It's hard to get up here and stream into the void. So even if you can pop in and just kind of listen in. People need to be heard. People want to experience connection. People have wonderful ideas that they want to share. And this is a great space to do that. So, all right. Are we ready to go to the next prompt? I'd love to take us there. If you want to, you can drop a heart in the chat and let us know. Before we go to that, let me just mention as well, hopefully I know that the last week's Emmy and Mo show was postponed because of the weather that Emmy is under. Hopefully we can get at least one more Emmy and Mo show in before Christmas. That's always a good time. And if that's the case, it'll be on Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. All right, I see the hearts. So we'll go. Okay, so here we are. Let's talk about misunderstanding. How are you most often misunderstood? What do people get wrong about you? What are the misconceptions that people have about you at first glance or second glance? The ways that you come off that it's like, wait a minute, how did you get that? How did you get that? Sometimes we have these patterns in the way that we show up and communicate that some people don't seem to get. And maybe you can reflect on relationships that you've had where it took a while to get past that misunderstanding. So if that's something that's a pattern for you or something that comes up for you often, I'd love to know a little bit more about it, because I think a lot of times that intersection of the things that we care about that others don't necessarily get. Oh, Noble gave us a like. Oh, Noble, hey, Noble, thanks so much for liking the live, fam. I'm glad that you are finding the experience to your, yeah. I'm glad that you are finding the experience vibe worthy. You dig? Okay. So let's think about misunderstandings. Noble says, I always like your lives, G. You know that. Yeah, Noble, you do. Usually you do it pretty early though. I mean, we good. We solid today. We are solidly sitting atop the charts. Shout out to Emmy for the boost. So it's not a big deal. I was gonna let it slide until you called it out yourself in the chat. So I figured I'd go ahead on and say something since you said something. So how are you most often misunderstood? Mama Moody's gotta go. All right, Mama Moody, thank you so much. It's always great to see you. Thank you for being here. I hope that you have a great day. And tell your son I said what's up. Have a great day at school. And we're looking forward to seeing you again real soon. Sometimes a misunderstanding is a function of the quality of our communication, but sometimes it's just So Retha says, when I laugh, I'm not laughing at them. I'm just laughing. I'm just laughing. I didn't mean nothing by it. I feel that. I get some of that from my mama when I'm laughing. I'm not laughing at you. It's just funny to me. Oh man. I'm not laughing at you. It's just funny to me. I'm not. Hello, Ren. Welcome in. It's good to see you this morning. So Alexa says, people notice I am deaf and think I cannot do other things like speaking. I've been I've even been asked if I wanted a braille menu before. What? Wait a minute. Isn't braille like what does braille got to do with being deaf? Hold on, am I confused about am I um am I having a stroke, or does that not have anything to do with being deaf? Let me know. Said, but in reality, I can do pretty much everything except hear. Wow. I'm right though, right? I'm right though. Braille doesn't like help. It wouldn't help anyway, right? Oh man. So Matt says I've lost 30 dB in the right and the left is on the way. Oh. Yeah, Emmy says you can't hear where they think you're blind. Hey. Berlin says, G, can you turn up your mic a little bit? Where? I got two mics. So where do I need it up? Oh, you talking about for Mez? See, there you go, being part of the problem, Berlin. So Emmy says, my mental health does not equal my character. My mental health does not equal my character. Mm, yeah, I feel you on that one. A lot of times they have a difficult time just like, just be regular, yo. Treat me like a human being. That's all. Sonic says a trait is not a state, and vice versa. Sonic says people mistaken my listening silence with animosity. Yeah, you just sitting there quietly listening and they think you mad. I got a question, Sonic. What's your face doing while you're listening? What's your face doing while you're listening? Just being regular, huh? I'm just hearing you. I'm not reacting. A lot of times people do rely on, yeah, people are, they catch feelings and you didn't do anything. You're just being present. Miles Morales is here. Thank you so much for being here. Let's talk about how you are most often misunderstood. Mez says people think my quietness means I don't think for some reason. And so they're surprised when they find out I know their secrets. They're like, just because I didn't react or respond, you think I'm not listening. Noble says that at first glance, people misconceive that I am dumber than I look or that I need help when I don't actually need it. It's exhaustingly frustrating. Rawr. It's like, no, I got it, man. I got it. Fall back, fam. I got this. So Linda Woods has written something inscrutable in the chat, and I don't understand exactly what that means, but welcome in. PM Bubble, thank you so much for the like. I appreciate you. And welcome in. We're talking about the ways that we are misunderstood. There are a lot of people who are um, in the most benign sense of the word. There are a lot of people who are ignorant, like not in a pejorative sense, but like in the sense of just not knowing. Um, but we can't always go around making that our problem. We have to, we have to live our lives and not constantly exist to explain ourselves to other people. I think that there are those who we are close to that it might serve us to help, you know, help them understand us better. And there is a degree to which our understandings or misunderstandings are a result of the way that we are communicating. And if it's something that matters to us, then it might be worth saying it well and making it clear. I think that sometimes we exist in a space of vagueness, um, in our communication, in our relationships. We exist in a state of vagueness as a way of hiding or not being willing to take responsibility. We leave space for misunderstanding intentionally sometimes because to actually say it plain is scary. So we kind of insinuate. I think a lot of times that's a mode of relationships that's common now. There's a lot of unclear, vague sort of, that's kind of a thing. So we have to decide how we want, um, how much we can own in the state of understanding and how much we can care, how much we need to care about it. So Nessa Ann, welcome in. Thank you for being here. So PM Bubble says people often mistake my niceness for naivety. They forget I am both yin and yang. I also have a dark side that isn't afraid to see a share of light. Yeah. Yeah, you never know if someone is being polite. Yeah, PM Bubble, I got you. I think I caught it. I think I caught you. Love, welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. Love is in the building. Um, and Lou, welcome. Yeah, I think a lot of times, sometimes mistake, we conflate kindness for consent, and that's a huge mistake. You know, just because someone is not like forcefully dissenting and they're just being present and polite, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are down for whatever you got going on or whatever you're saying. So I think that we need to, yeah, take ownership of a little bit more clarity in the way that we are communicating in some situations, because you never know. A lot of times we find ourselves getting taken advantage of because we haven't been clear about a boundary. Or maybe we find ourselves, we're the bully of the attention and we impose on others in a way that doesn't see them, that doesn't acknowledge what's important for them. So there are two sides to this understanding piece. And in the relationships that matter and the ones that we are investing in a significant way, I would say you want to uh, decide how much you are willing to own in creating a shared understanding. Nessa says, this is soothing for a chaotic mind. Well, I'm glad that you are here. Glad that you found us. All right. Make sure I got everyone. Okay. Thank you, Lou. Thank you, Nessa Ann, for liking the live. If this is your first time here and you haven't followed me, I would love it if you would follow, um, so that you don't miss the next time we are live. We do this every Monday through Friday, at 6 a.m. Eastern. We do evening streams too, but we won't do one this week because we're going to be down in North Carolina this week. We're going home for the holidays. So, Bex says, people think that me being nonchalant means that I don't care. I just don't like to overreact to things. So Beck says, just because I act like I don't care doesn't mean I don't care. I just don't need to let you know I care. So Noble is asking, and I guess this question is directed to my mom. Noble says, do we have games planned out for the trip down? Mom, what are we going to play when I get there? I know one game we're going to play is cleaning out your closet, but beyond that game, what are we going to play when I get down there? Noble wants to know. All right. So let's see. What else do we have here? We're getting down to the last half hour, so I want to make sure we get into some kind of practical things to take us into the week with the next prompt. Alexa says, cleaning out the closet sounds more like a chore than a game. You are correct, Alexis. It is exactly that. Oh, man. But we're going to try to make a game of it. Welcome in, Galaxy. Thank you for joining us. Warrior says, what people misunderstand about me is my nonchalant character and my accent and soft spoken tone makes me seem like I'm not aware of the severity of something. It comes handy in my occupation. Yeah, being calm and soft spoken in a situation, I guess it does come handy when you are in those volatile encounters. For sure. All right. So here we are. Galaxy, thank you so much for the like. I appreciate you. We're going to bring the conversation. We've been talking a lot about the things that are important to us and how important it is for us to attend to those things that are um, maybe uniquely important to us and how valuable that is, no matter what's going on. Because if there's something that lights you up, then you can be a light, and we need that sometimes. So we're ready for the next prompt. I would drop me a heart in the chat, and we can get into that. Berlin is like, what about freedom of speech? How about that? How about that? I just abridged Berlin's freedom of speech. Okay, we got hearts in the chat. Let's get into it. Everybody put on a Free Berlin t-shirt in the chat. All right. It was just a joke, man. It's just a joke. All right. So let's look at this week. Yeah, you can Berlin, you can give your opinion. You can give your opinion. I think that before we, you know, I know the chat has been real lively today, and I've been mostly not paying attention to it and staying uh, and staying focused on what the conversation is that we are guiding here. Because that's kind of what we want. It's kind of what we want to do. We don't want to. Yeah, people in here trying to get some work done. People in here trying to get some work done. So I don't want to get in the way of that. Um, oh, I mean, I saw it, but I can bracket that and speak to the people. See, the cool thing is there are a lot of people who just kind of listen. They're not reading the chat, so I don't necessarily need to pull them into whatever drama may be unfolding there. Um, so they can just sit back and enjoy the vibe, you know? All right. So the question that we're looking at the moment, what's the most challenging task on your radar this week? Other than regulating the chat for me, what's the most challenging thing on your radar this week? For a lot of us, this is like, we're coming down on like the last full week before the holidays. If some of us are in school and, we're getting close to a break and we need to, Mez says the most challenging task on your radar, something about some punctuation. I can dig it. We'll open up the request box so that if you need to answer at length, you may. All right. So for Retha, it is doctor visits. Got some doctor visits coming up this week. And, going to the doctor isn't necessarily fun, but it's necessary to take care of yourself. So looking at this week. So I kind of tried to hint around um, at the how important it is to me that we don't go too far off the rails in the chat. Not because I want to abridge your freedom to express yourself, but this is a very intentional space. And there's a lot of people who are coming here for specific things. So when we degrade the experience that other people have, when people can't get what they come for because of what you have to say, then we gotta work on that. You know, I might, it's not personal. It's not personal. I'm trying to take care of everybody. McLaren's Pub is here. Welcome in, McLaren's Pub. Thank you for joining us. So let's look at some of these challenges for the week. So for Alexis, it is processing the raw emotions of grief over my dad. I was blissfully numb the past few days, but the emotions are starting to break through the shield. So I'm bracing myself for the storm ahead. Yeah. Yeah, we know that it's a lot to deal with. And, you know, the process is ongoing and it is challenging, but there is hope on the other side of it. So we'd certainly wish you the best as you deal with that. Noble says, "My sweet Alexis, of who I am the shield bearer for." Yeah, it's great. It's great to have someone that you can depend on. Noble says, "I'll always be there for Alexis each step of the way." It's beautiful. I don't know, Mez Berlin's talking to you like you ain't got that thing with you. Mez got the blicky, Berlin. I mean, act like you don't act like she ain't got that thing. Rita says, is setting up prayers for your family, Alexis and Noble. So Berlin says, the ghost of Berlin says, I got 3 videos to work on. One was requested by someone on Spoon, and I'm looking forward to making it a great vid. Berlin's ghosts. It's got videos to work on. Right on. If y'all haven't subscribed to Berlin's YouTube channel, and you're into gaming, definitely do that, because that's the beautiful thing. The beautiful thing is, we live in a time where everyone has access to all these platforms, and they can, um, yeah, they got something to say. They can just go live and share it with whoever's there to hear it. We can all go live. We can all lead any conversation that we would like to have. And that's a beautiful thing. Chloe says, I'm working on planning for a virtual state game show style competition in February. And you finalized it to the 4 teams, the top 4 teams this week. All right, that's what's up. Kaloli says, I'm just going to type it right here in the chat. I ain't got time to go in the request box. Even though putting it in the request box makes it easier, and so that who are, for folks who are watching on YouTube to see, but still, right on, Kaloli. Good luck with that. Berlin is saying good morning to all the folks on YouTube. That's what's up. You don't have to apologize at all. I'm, you know, I'm going to keep calling it out when I see it, though. It's all good. Noble says, my challenging task is this week is getting AVH tweaked and finalized to the point for rebuild for a sender set. Aliens versus humans. Okay, okay. OPM Bubba says, be sure to like, subscribe, and put on that notification bell. Ding. Yeah, do all of that. Yeah, if you are just watching on another platform and you haven't subscribed, do your thing. But just as a heads up, if you're on Spoon, it costs money to subscribe. But if you want to do it, do it. So Noble has got a game coming out. So for Emmy, that challenge is convincing myself to go back to work. Ugh. It's, it's like, yeah, after you've been sick, being sick time off is not real time off. So it feels like you've been robbed of time off when you're trying to recover from illness. So yeah, I definitely can feel that. All right. So the challenge for Mez um, is gathering info on Berlin to roast him proper, roast him up real proper like. Yeah, yeah, you need to for sure, you know, break down the recipe to make it real personal. I mean, you can just say random stuff that's kind of funny, but if you do your homework, it's even more interesting. So Nessa says, my biggest challenge is getting out of bed and making myself worth it. Vanessa, you're worth it now. You're worth it. So your worth and your value is invaluable. Invaluable. Can't be violated. It's not contingent on anything that you do. You're worth it still laying there. So let's just get up. That's it. Oh man. So PM Bubble says, I have to create a daily routine more conducive to productivity, self-love, creativity, and progression. Of course, starting with G's morning journaling sessions. It's a good way to start. It's a good way to start. And I mentioned before, I guess it's a good time to mention as well. Mention again, um, there is coming soon. Hey, Basement 14 is here. Um, there is a print version of the morning journal coming soon that you'll be able to have to kind of help you get some of those routines. It's useful. It's cool to be here and to be in community. But I think it'll take it to the next level when you can hold something in your hand and follow along, or when you aren't here having some prompts. Because I think sometimes looking at a blank page, it makes it a little intimidating to get started on personal reflection. But if you have a few prompts and a few little activities to help you get started, it might be a great way to build some momentum. So yeah, just stay tuned to when those are available. I know that folks here want some folks who attend the live sessions want signed copies. So I'll definitely do signed copies for you. Of course, it'll take a little bit longer to get those, but um, I'll let you know when they are available to set for sale. I'll post a notice on all the platforms when they are available, and then we can figure out how to get those to you. Emmy says, G's got to build empire. Not yet, but we're working on it. We're working on it. All right. So let's get ready to go to our next and final prompt of the day. We got 10 about 10 minutes left. So we're gonna get down to the nitty-gritty. Last prompt of the day. What are we going to do? All right. Let's pick three things. Aunt Capone is in the building. What's up, Aunt Capone? It's great to see you this morning, fam. Thank you so much for joining us over on YouTube. All right. Kaloli says, how does one build an empire? One prompt at a time. Oh, and I just wanted to say, just as I said that, I looked over with profound sadness to see that I'm not recording on my external recorder right now. Basement says, I haven't gone to sleep yet. So one thing is probably going to be to get some sleep. That should be probably number one on your list. Spoon, gotcha. Yeah, you got caught up in the matrix. Hi, Kara. Welcome in. Thanks for joining us. We're closing the conversation today with what are the top three things on your to-do list today? All right. My mama says, hey, Carlos Hill. My cousin watching on Facebook. Congratulations on being named head coach of the JV basketball team. What's the name of the team again? I don't want to get it wrong. Let us know. And Capone is saying, today I'm going to focus on today, relax, build. Love that. So Basement says, yeah, number one, deaf gonna be sleep. Then number two is to tell my dad I appreciate him. And then three, I'm gonna exist. I'm gonna exist. And well, let's keep doing that. Let's keep doing that. So Retha says, I'm gonna pray, journal, and watch my diet. Those are great. Those are great choices. And says, Mez, yeah, the gang is all here. I love it. I love to see the conversations and y'all reconnecting with folks. Aunt Capone. No, Aunt Capone was since 2018, 17, 18. Back in the days of Anchor. Aunt Capone held down the top of the charts over there. Glad to see you. Glad to see you, fam. So, Emmy says, rest more, eat more, make my friend a birthday present. Yeah. There's a lot of great birthdays coming up. I don't know. Am I that friend? My birthday is coming up, and am I that friend? You don't have to tell me. You don't have to give me anything. I don't expect gifts. You don't have the details anyway to get it to me. So, sleep, self-care, catch up on pen pal letters. Yeah, Alexa's got all those pen pals to look out for. Mez says, write a set for a comedy workshop, eat 3,000 calories, and do my hair. Do my hair. Are we going to get a photo reveal of the hair, Mez? Where are we going with it? You are very expressive with your hairstyle, so I would love to see. Emmy says her birthday is today and she's getting her own apartment soon. I'm going to make her some art. That's lovely. Kaloli says work, pay some bills, clean the bedroom. Noble is going to spend time with Alexis, build stuff, and live in my 24. Live. Remember, we talked about, I know that basement is going to exist, but when you add a little art to exist, you get live. When you add a little beauty to exist, you get live. Lamelda is reminding you right now that you need to get cat food. Uggs are what women wear when they want to flaunt spending money on trash. Oh, man. PM Bubble says, didn't even know people still did pen pals. Yeah. Alexis has a slew of pen pals. PM Bubble says, I want one. Well, Alexis is all booked up. But I don't know. Follow Alexis. Maybe they could fit you in the queue. It might be a little bit of a one-sided pen palery, but maybe they'll fit you in. Basement says, yeah, but sometimes all you can do is exist, and that's okay. Absolutely. That's the baseline, you know? But if a little bit of life breathes into your existence, don't dismiss it if it shows up. That's all. All right, folks. One more time for the one time. Shout out to all the folks who are here. We're coming down to the last couple minutes, so y'all know what time it is. It's okay. Last but not least. Well, thank you all for being here. First of all, thank you for being here. Thanks to all the folks watching on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook. Yeah, thank you all for watching and thank you for participating in the conversation. I hope that you have a great day on purpose. That's what Retha says. Have a great day on purpose. I'm rooting for y'all. Shout out to Mez, Bex, Berlin, Phantom Noble, Tree, Alexis, Pandora, Kaloli, PM Bubble, Mo, and Emmy. Get that rest. Show that love to the people that matter to you. I'll be back here tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Eastern Time for session number 162 of the Morning Journal. So let me put up the right background so that it looks nice and pretty. All right, we'll see y'all later over on the video stream. Hopefully